Hey guys, this is Adrian, and this is just an update video for Total War Warhammer. So 2 hours ago, Total War tweeted out that they have some bad news, and that they're actually pushing the release date of Total War Warhammer back a month to the 24th of May, 2016. So it went from, I believe, the 28th of April to the 24th of May. They say it's because they want to have the game finished and ready and polished. I'm not sure if I buy that. They've been releasing a couple of gameplay demos and videos and such. Just this past PC Gamer live stream day, they had a video over there with some gameplay and stuff like that. So I wonder if they were scared into putting some more work into the game and trying to build it up a little bit more. Some of the footage actually still said alpha footage. You could see it, and some game streamers and let's players and keepers of Total War Warhammer news were kind of worried, as were a lot of people, myself included. So they pushed it back a month. So can't say that I didn't expect them to do that, but I guess it should be interesting. Hopefully the game will be better off than when it was right now. I'm kind of disappointed that we don't have some sort of beta or anything like that yet. I mean, if they're pushing it back a whole month, I wouldn't be disappointed with some sort of demo or beta or anything like that. That would be kind of cool. Maybe an open beta, just something for a couple days, just to play the game and have a good time with it. But yeah, so that was 2 hours ago. So this is from Total War on Twitter, and I wanted to check out another piece of information they released today. They released the specs. Total War Warhammer official specifications. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description. They still state that it's still in development and that it's undergoing optimization, compatibility testing. So these specs are subject to change. Some of these minimum specifications are kind of botched. I think that I don't think anybody will play on this level of FPS. Right? I expected around 15 to 25 FPS on campaign map, and a 1v1 20 units versus 20 units default graphics preset to low. So you need at least Windows 7 64-bit, Intel Core 2 Duo 3.0 GHz, 3 GB of RAM, hard drive 35 gigs, and you need a DirectX 11 AMD Radeon 5770 with 1 GB of video RAM, or an NVIDIA GTS 450, or an Intel HD 4000 at 720p. So that's like a bare minimum. That's probably unplayable for any decent player who has any sort of desire to be serious about this, about video gaming and such. So that's the minimum specs, so it's pretty low. Recommending specs about 40 to 55 FPS, 1v1, 20v20. This is a default set on high, so you need either Windows 7 8.1 or 10, Windows 7, Windows 8, or Windows 10. 64-bit. This is a big difference here, is the other Total Wars were 32-bit, so to my knowledge you can only use up to 4 GB of your RAM, which obviously is kind of botched, because most people have at least 8 GB or more if they're a serious gamer nowadays. So I guess this is the first Total War that's 64-bit, so that's pretty cool. It should make use of system resources a lot better. They have a processor, Intel Core i5, 3.2 GHz, so they got a quad Core i5 and 3.2 GHz. That's a pretty decent processor right there. That's nothing to mess around with. So obviously they're trying to tell people that it's a beefy game. It requires some pretty decent specs. You need 8 GB of RAM, 35 gigs of a hard drive. You need at least a DirectX 11 capable card. Probably the more readily accessible one, or the readily knowable one, would be an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 760 with 2 GB of video RAM. That's at 1080p. So like a 1920 by 1080. So that's a pretty decent setup right there. And then this here was what blew me away. So expecting 60 FPS on the campaign map in a 1v1 20v20 unit battle, and this is set to ultra. So you need at least Windows 7, Windows 8.1, or Windows 10. You need 64-bit, so that's cool. And you need an Intel Core i7 at 4.0 gigahertz. So you need a 8-core processor that can do at least 4.0 gigahertz. You need at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, 35 gigs of hard drive, and they recommend to get above 60 FPS. You need an NVIDIA GTX 980 at 1080p. So at 1920 by 1080 desktop resolution, or monitor resolution, you need an NVIDIA GTX 980, which is arguably one of the most expensive and probably one of the best cards, if not the best card on the market. They have one of these, the NVIDIA GTX 980, and then they have an upgraded version of that, the NVIDIA GTX 980 SLI. And the SLI is the one that's pretty recent, and that one dominates absolutely everything on the market. I actually have an NVIDIA GTX 965M for my gaming laptop, so I'm not even up here in this bracket of video card. That's to get 60 FPS plus, and that's on the Ultra preset. So you can come down here and you can take a look at what what the preset is for Ultra. So you have that MLAA for anti-aliasing. You have that texture filtering, anisotropic times 16. You have the texture quality on Ultra, screen space ambient occlusion, no depth of field. That, I believe that's always been optional in Total War games. You got distortion, no screen space reflections. Everything obviously is set to Ultra. The size, the detail, terrain, sky, buildings, units. No VSync, and then the vignet's also optional, I believe. You got proximity fading, porthole quality 3D, lighting quality high, and you got the resolution scale at 100%. So actually, this is kind of cool too, because I believe you're going to be able to scale the resolution of, if I'm correct, it'll change your resolution scaling to make the game either like more clear or more blurry, so that it can run better. And I've experimented with Battlefield, so that's kind of cool to know. It's kind of cool to throw that in there. But yeah, this game should look like Total War Attila, but just that much more better. With these specs here, for 60 FPS plus, I can't imagine many people have specs that can meet up to this expectation. So we were really going to get kind of an in-between here. I'm kind of like that in-between, so I'll be able to run this game okay. Maybe not even on Ultra, probably just on high or high or medium. But that's damn impressive. That's pretty beefy. Hopefully this game can be well optimized. It is 64-bit, like I said. So, but yeah, those are the two announcements that they had for today on Twitter. They had a new release date and some specs. So I'll go ahead and leave links in the description for the specs, and you guys just have a look at it yourself. And I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.